Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is a truncated round number 6 here with Invictus Racing League. The Tier 1 drivers, despite technical issues last weekend, once again, technical issues threatening our race this evening, we've managed to get the lobby sorted and ready to go for the 6th round. The relocated 6th round of the championship, just outside in the shadow of the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This 16-turn racetrack composes of 3.361 miles of pure tarmac, and our Tier 1 drivers will be attacking it at full force this evening once we are able to get Milo de Boer into the lobby. But I'm delighted to say that myself, Jack TM53, of course, will be commentating this evening, and joining me for the first time we've lined up this season together, but not Mikey's first time in Tier 1 commentating. He has been with Jordan. He's alongside me tonight. Mikey, how are you today, mate?
I'm not too bad. It's a long time coming, if I'm honest. But we're here. But no, Miami.
Yeah.
Interesting circuit, to say the least. So, could possibly bring some interesting racing.
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, standard race format this week. So, it'll be about 18 minutes qualifying. Like I said, obviously 29 laps on the main feature race. So,
looks like Milo is having some connection issues, so it might be worth Mikey putting a message into the drivers to say maybe we will start, considering we are a little bit late as it is thanks to EA's best efforts, and then we'll see if we can get him in during qualifying.
sweet. I'll put something together now.
Thank you. But in any case, you know, Miami, a great circuit. Well, I say a great circuit. I mean, from my perspective, I feel it's a track that I like. It's a track that I enjoy. I know that its reception amongst the fans in Formula One has been mixed to positive, is how I would describe it. I think it got laughed at because of the fake marina that they had installed the first time they ran this circuit a couple of years ago. But I think since then it's come on and it's produced some quite entertaining racing. And thankfully, Milo de Boer has got into the lobby and he is connecting. So once, hopefully, that connects, we can go racing. So, Mikey, that's game over to you, my friend.
Fair enough. I've literally just put in the chat there that we start at 12 minutes past because I wasn't too sure.
Let's just go. Let's go.
Right. Oh, God, press the wrong button, sorry. Right.
But I think tonight with the situation that we have, we do have a slightly dilapidated grid, I should say, compared to what we normally have in Tier 1. We're normally at around 15, 16 drivers. Tonight we've got a few more missing. We're obviously at the tail end of the summer holidays. People are going back to school, college, university. There are other people who are going back to work as well. So it's just tonight is probably the biggest impacted race I think we will have during the championship. So it's an opportunity for everybody to score points today, providing that you finish the race. You will pick up at least 1 point. Hello to ARL, who's in the comments, and hello to everybody who is watching. There's quite a few of you actually who have tuned in. I hope you're all having a pleasant evening. Mikey, I'm going to put you on a spot. Not about a race prediction. We'll do that later. But if you were, you know, you're going to be racing here tomorrow in terms of your setup that you might run for the car, what would you think you'd be looking for? Would you be looking for a car that's got less downforce because of the long straights, or would you look for a bit more downforce to look after you in the high speed section, like in Sector 1 or even Sector 2?
Me personally, go more high downforce. Be more challenging, obviously, through the first sector and obviously the end of Sector 2. Obviously, the straights, it's I think it's worded, to be honest. It, the hit and miss for me this track. I've had good races, and I've had very bad ones. So,
I would say it's one of those circuits where the drivers have to find a sweet balance between a low downforce setup because of the back straight. You can lose quite a lot of time down there, but also to have a little bit more downforce in sector one because of how quick it is. As we've got Sydney leaving the track, the championship leader in the Haas is just about to emerge from the pit lane. We're on board with him at the minute. I think there's a split between those two strategies. I think it's vital for the drivers tonight and tomorrow to not get stuck in traffic, because if you, like you were saying, Mikey, if you went for a high downforce setup, you might get stuck behind someone, even if you've got DRS.
Obviously, as you know, I've had that experience in the past. You clearly had the pace, but especially when it comes to the end of the first straight, obviously that 90 left, you've sort of got to either drop in and go again later on, or just hope for the best. But
are you saying about just turn one or the whole track in general?
Oh, well, the whole track in general, to be honest with you, thinking about it. It is fun to drive, to be fair, but it can be quite annoying, some of the obviously, especially when it comes to the strict penalties on this one.
Track limits.
Yeah, I tried to think what the word was, to be fair. My brain's just gone blank.
That's all right. It happens. I mean, we are under the sun here, and Miami and Sydney will be the first driver to get us underway with a flying lap. We'll get Mikey to do a run through the flying lap later. There's 16 corners, of course, to go through. I'll pick a driver for you, Mikey, later on. But I'm sure you'd be delighted to do a flying lap. But before we get into that, just going to go through the drivers' standings. So Sydney does still lead the way. He's on 68 points. He got third place last week in Brazil. But he is having the gap closed to him. Beyond the ball, last week's race. I say last week, I should realistically say last round, because the last race that the Tier 1 drivers did was in Brazil. But Beyond the ball had a fabulous race then. He took the race victory, and he's only 14 points behind Sydney. Jel Geeson, he wasn't here in the race for Brazil, but he is back tonight, which is delightful to see. He's on 41 points. Then you've got a tie for fourth with Merckx and Sunboy on 33 points each. Shortbread rounds out the top six on 29. For the Constructors' Championship, as Sydney goes off the road and validates his lap, we'll cut to Owen instead. Alpine lead the way on 82 points. The De Boer brothers are doing a good job in the championship, and those two are here tonight. Both Mercedes are here as well. That's both Jelle Geeson and Sunboy in the Mercedes. They're on 74. Haas are third on 68. That's Sydney and Typhon, but Typhon hasn't been around, unfortunately, for a while. Merckx and Shortbread are fourth in the Williams in 62. Red Bull round out the top five on 49 with Paul Racetech and Stinos. Paul in the pits. We've got a yellow flag, I'm going to assume, for that's a slow car. And Owen sets the fastest time on a 27 flat. What are you watching out on track, Mike?
I was just watching Owen then, but obviously I've just seen Jelle Geeson has done a 126.4, so good, nearly 6 tenths, to be fair. Owen's basically got to find if he's going to take that top spot again. So, but they're quite interesting times, to be fair. I'm going to nerd out a little bit. I want to see what the times were from Miami. Hold on.
It's a strong lap from Jel. He's had a few bits of misfortune in the first half of the championship. The Mercedes man, you know, he was doing really well in Monaco, and then everything just fell away from him in that instance with the strategy with the pit stops. As Shortbread now puts himself on provisional pole with a 26 flat. This is another driver who, both him and Gel are two drivers who should be, they arguably could have had a race victory so far in the championship, but misfortunes just appeared in their direction. Sounds like, Mikey, you found something out on track.
No, I've just seen yellow flags everywhere. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So I'm trying to find a car, but I can't seem to find.
I think he was one of the Alpines, you know. I think either Bjorn or Milo went off the road. I think they went deep at, want to say that's turn 11 where they've got it a bit wrong. So chance for them to go out again and do another lap. Kent is out of the session for reasons unbeknownst to me, so you might want to try and invite him back in there. He's out on track, so I think he's disconnected.
Oh.
Or has he disconnected?
Let's have a look. Right, I've sent that to him. But no, the fastest lap, obviously on the 2025 Miami Grand Prix, was a 1 minute 26.2.
Is that in race trim or qualifying?
That's quality trim.
Oh, Shortbread's already on pole.
Yep. Now, obviously that's Q3, so...
Yeah, so that'll be the fastest lap of the weekend. We've got Ashtube just coming towards the third to last corner, the last heavy braking zone on the track here. See as he comes through turn number, I say there's 16 corners, there's 19 corners, but we'll go by the official FIA track guide as Ashtube puts himself on the third row of the grid. But Paul Racetech has appeared on the front row with a 26.2. So Paul, another driver who is sort of in the same vein as Shortbread and Gel. They've shown those flashes of pace. They've shown and demonstrated to everybody that they've got the ability to really mix it up with the front runners, such as Sydney, such as, you know, Merckx when he's here, and other drivers. And these top three, I mean, Sydney's got to respond. We did see him go off the road, and he will be doing a lap in a moment. So, Mikey, you might want to ride on board with him in a sec, because he's just coming into the third sector now.
For Sydney.
Yes.
Oh. Should be fun.
Shortbread just saying in the comments, hello lads, I think tyre wear is ridiculous here. J&B Surreal concurring with that, saying zero grip at all, feel like Jenson Button. So let's see if Sydney Button can do anything with that one. Mikey, over to you.
Alright, go to the last corner, go on to the main straight, DRS. Come to the first corner, it'll be fourth gear. Third. Just obviously swift to the left, then to the right, just hit 4, keep it coming round, go towards the S section again, for the left to the right, keep it in 6, then start dropping the gears as you come through the long left hander, which goes onto the main straight, where you think, oh no, he's kept it on track. Obviously not far from here, you'll get the DRS zone. Just don't want to be ahead of myself. So you go over to the left. You want to use all the track as you can. Not sure what's going on here.
I think he's abandoned the lap, hasn't he? Yeah, so championship lead is struggling. 8 minutes 55 seconds to go. You know, Mikey, you were saying he went off the track. He had a snap of oversteer through the long left-hander, and it just didn't grip up for him, and he ran off the road. So Sydney, he's saving his battery. He's just slowed it right down. He'll have a second attempt at that on those tyres, but they won't be as fresh as what they were. Yeah, they won't have the same tyre grip as what they had. So himself and Milo, the two drivers in the session, yet to set a qualifying effort. Obviously, Kent is out of the session, but he has rejoined, which is a bit unfortunate because his AI is retired on track. So Sydney will go again. Mikey, take 2.
Right, go to first corner, into third gear, to the right, Second corner to the left, hit the curb, turn to the right, stop for turn 3, keep going round, and then go for the S's, left to the right, well held, long left hander, start dropping down the gears, go to third, go into the main straight, not far to the DRS zone. Now, we'll start blending over to the left, to the right, sorry. As soon as you hit the bridge, start slowing it down, get into the left, go into third, drop it to second, me personally. Throw all the way to the right, back over to the left, get as far right as you can to get back into the... don't think damaged. Then back over to the left, onto the back straight, give it the beans. Obviously there's more better terms to that, but this is me, so unlucky. All the way down the bottom, start braking out. Left-hander, let it follow to the right, then back into the left over the curbs. Ditch the DRS, and there's a lap in Miami.
It's a 26.2, but I have to say there's there's a lot of time. That was a wild ride with Sydney. There was, I think it looked like he damaged the front wing as he went through the chicane. Yeah. No,
I think he lost time here. No,
he lost time there, yeah, definitely through there.
Probably
I also
10th and a half.
And shortbread goes quicker, so Sydney's going to have to find what looks to me to be about 4 or 5 tenths of a second
comfortably.
But I do think Sydney cracked the wall on the way through. Whether he's done any damage to the car, I don't think it would make too much of a difference at that point in the lap, because it's a heavy braking zone and then a flat left and a flat right to end the lap with. But yeah, Sydney are having a wild ride for that one, and everyone explaining there's no real grip. I also noticed Sydney, and Paul is demonstrating this, I'm on board with Paul Racetech. Battery usage people are struggling with. They're running out of battery towards the end of the straight. Now, thankfully, with the way the last corner is, you can recharge it on the brakes, but you're going to lose time going down the main straight. If you ride on board, I've got the battery open just for qualifying, but you can see with Paul's car, he's having to turn the overtake off down the main straight. So, and he's locked up as he goes into the hairpin as well and drifts a little bit out wide. He was up on his time. He's into the pits now, so no improvement for the Red Bull. But this is proving to be a challenge for our Tier 1 drivers, and if it's a challenge for them, Tier 2 is going to be fun tomorrow.
I'm not looking forward to it. So, obviously, here's Sydney coming into the pits.
I think Kent has disconnected again, so you might need to invite Kent again.
We're sorting it, don't worry.
Owen just coming into the braking zone now for turn number 17, and the Ferrari man is going into the pits. So the only driver who's out on track who isn't going to come straight in is ARL, our commentary man in Tier 2 alongside Jordan. He's blasting towards the next couple of corners, very close to the wall as he went past turn 4 there. He's just getting the car hooked up through turn number 6. This is a horrible long left hand. You have to wait so long for the apex, and ARL's waiting that long. He's going to be in another state. They're far wide. He went through there, but the Racing Bull is trying to pick up speed and head up through I'd say the kink left-hander. It's not realistically a turn, nor is it graded by the FIA. Down through the gears, he goes into third, then second. So ARL choosing the Mikey method, second gear around the right-hand corner, and then he'll have the chicane approaching 30. And he hit the wall, I think.
Yeah, tapping the left, tapping the right. Unsettled the car.
Really and that's what everyone's saying in the comments, that there is no grip around Miami. And I think tomorrow and tonight, actually, I think even tonight's race, we don't know what the weather's going to do, but if it is a dry race, and ARL is completely backed out of it, so we'll cut to Paul because he's just out on an outlap. If there's no grip on the soft tyre on low fuel, are people going to avoid the hard tyre as a result. Heavy fuel, we know that the hard tyre, the white wall Pirelli compound C5, we know struggles.
Like ice.
Yeah, it struggles at a lot of circuits. What would you do, Mikey? Because, I'm asking you. I know what I'd do, but what would you do? Would you avoid the hards entirely, or would you just think, suffer with the pain for a little bit, and then maybe the tyres will come into their own a little bit later on once they've warmed up?
I'd probably just go with it.
Yeah.
Because obviously if these guys could be struggling on the softs on next to no fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously if we get it tomorrow, or obviously for the time with this race, if you've got no grip with no fuel, and that's on the most grippiest tyre you can get your hand on, and if we're then going to a hard compound with next to no grip in, what, say 100 kilos worth of fuel, for example,
Yeah.
it's going to be quite difficult to be competitive. But they're like at the starting stages of the race. Don't forget, as soon as you start burning that fuel off, if you then decide to go to a medium compound, with the less weight, more grip, and all science stuff. I don't understand it all. I won't lie, but weight transfer is another one. So,
Well, it'll make a difference. It'll make a difference for the race,
Yeah.
for certain. Just to make a note, Paul Racetech, he was a tenth and a half up on his first sector time. Sydney is 2 tenths up, so Sydney really needs to find some time in these next few corners. I've got a yellow flag, but that's for a slow car, I think. Oh, massive snap of oversteer. Let's just see. Oh, and another big kick of oversteer on the exit of left-hander. He's still up on his time, but he's giving up.
No, they've given up.
Yeah.
Could this be one of those tracks that Sydney just...
Could be. It could be. Everyone has one of those tracks. Paul Racetech is absolutely flying in the Red Bull. He's 4 tenths up. The number 42 is looking for the meaning of life at the hairpin, and he's found exactly the apex he's looking for. Up through the gears, out of turn 18, then turn 19. Can he get provisional pole? Not quite. Ginger Tiger, next driver up, Mikey.
Let's have a look, see what Ginger can do. Go for the left, right, then left onto the back straight.
He's up on his time. And he's burning that battery now as he comes towards the heavy braking zone at turn 17. The chrome-tipped McLaren blasting towards it. Can Ginger Tiger get on the third row of the grid?
Obviously, don't forget, this is the only McLaren, so he's got to get as much points as he can for both him and Nitro this evening.
It's his best qualifying effort in relation to the front runners, though. He's within a second of pole position. I think he'll take a bit of encouragement from that, will Ginger. I know he had a good fight with the Tier 2 drivers last week in Australia to make up for his lack of race action in the Tier 1 race, because obviously that was cancelled. We've got a Ferrari going down the back straight, which will be Owen. He's the next driver to come across the line.
Sorry, I'm just watching Ella Geeston, and he's up on sector 1.
Good.
Quite interested to see what evolves from this.
It will be.
Left, into the right, back into the left.
Owen doesn't improve. Sydney's bailed. That's it. No improvement for the championship leader. He's not going to start on the front row of the grid. Shortbread will be the next driver to come across the line. He goes even faster. 25.5.
Okay, that was interesting. Bit of a slingshot action from the Mercedes boys there.
Beyond the ball goes into 6th. The two Mercedes working together, like you say, Mikey. Where does this put Jal? He's still in third.
No movement. He looked like he was doing good, and then obviously just on that back straight, it just, sort of cut out.
I would have said ARL would have been the last driver to set a flying lap, but it's not the case. So Shortbread takes his second pole position of the season. His first one came at the Imola Sprint when we had wet weather conditions back then. So Shortbread, second time of asking, has got himself onto the coveted pole position. He's going to be joined alongside by Paul Racetech, another great qualifying from the Red Bull driver. Gel will be third with Sydney in fourth. So championship leader has out-qualified Beyond the Ball, his closest rival, who's on the third row. They've got an Owen between the two of them. And we'll go through the quali standings with Mikey in just a moment when it comes up. Off you go, Mikey.
Obviously, you got Shortbread on pole, 125.5. And Paul Racetech in second, obviously front row. Yell Easton and Sydney on the second. Owen and John DeBoer on the third row. Ash Tube and Sunboy on the fourth. Ginger and Milo on the fifth. And to finish it off, AOL and unfortunately Kent don't finish it off lap.
ARL's lap time is interesting, isn't it? He set that on the medium compound tyre. I know he's sort of saying how bad the pace is getting. I don't know whether he's criticising himself or the lobby. But, you know, you expect about a second of lap time from the soft tyre. So going from the C3 medium tyre to the C1 is the hard tyre. So the C5 is actually the soft. I'm correcting myself from earlier. So might be a bit more positive for ARL in the race. Might be able to gain some points, some positions. Oh, ARL saying he is criticising himself for his pace.
Right, just trying to get Kent back in just in case. Not sure if he got in, so.
Yeah, I think he did.
We got in and I see him leave, but I'm not sure if he got back in. That's
Did
the
see him
issue.
come. Hopefully we do have him. But we will wait and see. We have got, of course, 50% race coming up. It looks as if it's going to be dry. We don't know what the weather is going to do later on. But we know that we've got Shortbread. We also have a bunch of other drivers, such as Paul Racetech and Jal Geeson, looking for their first race wins of the season in the top three. We've got Sydney in fourth. And then you've got Owen in fifth. And you also have Beyond the Ball in the top six. So, you know, really, a really interesting top six on the grid. Mikey, I am going to now put you on the spot. Your race winner, who do you think it's going to be? Okay, let's make it easier. Is it going to be a brand new race winner? Or is it going to be someone who's won the race already this season?
I'd like to say it's a new winner.
Same.
That is just me, though.
Well, and me.
No. I don't know. I'm probably going to go with Shortbread.
Look good in qualifying. 3/10 to the good.
Or I could see Paul, you know.
Second on the grid. Has been threatening for a really strong result in recent times as Paul, since he's joined the lobby.
He's chipped away, shall we say?
Yeah, he joined in Imola and he had that podium, didn't he? I think he finished in third in that race. So, you know, that's his best result of the season. Shortbread, he's looking for a race victory. He obviously finished second at Brazil. You know, Gel has been desperately unlucky. He should have won in Monaco had it not been for what happened. So, you know, any of those three seriously could do it. You can't ever rule out Sydney, but that Haas looks like it's a handful to control. It looks really challenging to drive.
Massively surprised, if I'm honest.
We are, of course, just waiting for the flag to be dropped in terms of we can ready up and get racing. The drivers will be selecting their strategies, the different compounds. Will we see a two-stop strategy? It is certainly possible around Miami. It is one of those tracks that lends itself on the F125 game to being a little bit more difficult and more, I would say, there's a higher wear rate on the Pirelli tyres. So will anybody be brave enough to go against that and do a one-stop? we'll have to wait and see what the game recommends as strategy. But what are you going to say, Mike?
I'm going to say a 2-stop.
You're saying a 2-stop?
Comfortably 2. Well, I know in previous games it would be a 1-stop. But with the way the tyre wear is on this, I'm probably going to say it's going to recommend the 2-stop.
Yeah. It's a really tough balancing act, and I think across both tiers, I don't think whatever strategy the tier 1 drivers use will work necessarily the same with the tier 2 drivers and vice versa. I think that every track that so far we've seen this season that everyone's raced against, the strategies outside of the opening race of the season, they have been slightly different. We've seen drivers doing all sorts of different mental arithmetic, shall we say, to work out what the best strategy is and when to stop and when to try and do the undercut. And the last time the Tier 1 drivers raced at Brazil, it was a completely different ball game. There's the DRS trains that you have with the long straights in Sector 1 and Sector 3, and then the tightness of Sector 2. Probably have more chances to overtake around here, wouldn't you think, Mike?
Definitely. It's obviously the main straights. You could get 1 or 2 people that are a bit ballsy. Obviously, around Sector 1. And obviously near the end of Sector 2. Like I said, there's everywhere you can sort of overtake here. But no, the order's been given for everyone to ready up. Kent is back in, which is good to hear.
Jal Geeson saying, everybody have fun, races definitely won in the first lap, so send it. I'd advise everybody who's watching, don't send it on lap 1 and cause our stewards a load of headache. But we've got the formation lap underway, which is what we're after, and the drivers are going to do their reconnaissance. Let's have a look at the tyre strategies. And
Quite interesting, to be fair.
Yeah, we've got a split in the field, haven't we?
To be honest, obviously, looking at what we've got, tyres. So, obviously, I think Kent's got to sort of go off what he can.
He's going in blind, isn't he? Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame, to be fair, for Kent. But no, yes, obviously, the front runner on hards is some boy in 8th. Obviously, we don't know the weather conditions, unfortunately. So, if anyone can make us aware, that'd be great.
Yeah, Geeson's just saying in the comments, just to interject on you there, Mike, he's saying that medium, hard, looks like the mediums are at 60% after 9 laps, which is a high, incredibly high rate of tyre wear to have. He's not sure about the hards. He's saying that the 1-stop strategy is tricky. I'm inclined to agree. I think we've seen already that drivers were struggling on low fuel on soft tyres. We've already mentioned that, both me and Mikey. So for these guys thinking about doing a 1-stop, someone should be brave enough to try and pull the trigger, I think, tonight. I think it's one of those.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those evenings where, because there's 12 drivers in, because we've got this dilapidated field due to the time of year that we're in, why not take a gamble? If you mess it up and the 1-stop doesn't work and everybody finishes the race, you will still score a point. Yeah, so it's worth a gamble for somebody in the field, but we'll see who does it.
But obviously, rest of the grid starting to line up.
Yeah, Kent just rolling into place now as the Racing Bull and the McLaren of ARL and Ginger Tiger on the left-hand side of the grid. But the green flag waves at the back of the field. We're going to have the 5 red lights coming up here at Miami. Who will make the best start? And the race is live here outside of the Hard Rock Stadium. It's a good start from the front row of the grid for Shortbread, who chops across the Red Bull as the Ferrari gets into the back of the Haas. More contact in the background. Sydney is one of those. I saw the Ferrari of Owen running into the back of our championship leader. Is all the way down in 12th place. And what have you seen, Mikey?
I'm not sure what was happening then, but obviously the Kent and Ginger might have been tangled. Obviously Kent was going for an outside move.
Kent's got a broken front wing.
So I imagine that might end up in the stewards, with all of the stewarded department tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not ideal. But the man who won't care any of that will be Shortbread. He snapped across Paul Racetech at the start, but he's under pressure, is Paul, from Gel as we approach the first heavy braking zone on the straight. So he nearly runs into the back of the Red Bull, and I think that's Sydney fighting, is it, Mikey? Whoa, it's free wide.
Oh.
That's never going to work, but somehow it has. ARL's going to be on the inside, and Sydney smacks the wall hard through that complex.
It's not been a great start for Sydney.
It really hasn't. Has he got damage from that? He smacked the wall so hard. I don't know how ARL and Sunboy got through that. I don't know how they didn't get damage. Unbelievable. The game even recommended 3 stops. Wow.
Trying to see who goes in the pits, because I'm sure there was a bit of contact in that first corner.
Owen got into the back of Sydney, but it looked like one of those slow accidents where it's just he's pushed the Haas round. Kent's definitely in for a new front wing. He's going to be frustrated with that, because
I imagine Kent's probably going to go on to mediums. Yeah, going on to the medium compound.
Back at the front then, Shortbread leads the way. DRS, of course, now activated after the first lap of racing. We are on lap number 2, but Paul, Gel, Owen, Bjorn de Boer and Ashtube all within a second of one another. So the top 6 have made a bit of a break from Milo, de Boer and Co.
Sorry, Sydney making a move on Ginger. Going on the right hand side.
Straight forward, that, wasn't it?
But no, Ginger's also got to be careful because ARL's not too far behind. Just wait for a gap to appear. Right, no, probably going to get him on the DRS here.
You're right, Mikey. I think Ginger is looking vulnerable. He's got broken front wing. That's why Ginger's struggling so much. The front left end plate.
Is that where he's had the contact with
Kent, you'd assume, yeah. We're not quite certain what happened. We obviously both caught it late, me especially so. But unfortunately, Ginger's...
keep going.
He is.
ARL on the left hand side.
I can't see Ginger fighting too hard, and sure enough, he lets him go through.
No, has he left the door open? No.
Not through there. Not through there. But that's... I've got the position gains and lost... on the left-hand time and tower. Sorry. I think Ginger's just going to let them go. Whoa!
Very, very questionable there, chaps.
I don't think Ginger expected Sunboy to be there. I think that's why he just turned in and then realised, oh, hang on, there's a Mercedes barrelling up my inside.
But the question is, he's going to have to stem that bleeding quite quick. So...
yeah, certainly. I think for Ginger, his position that he's in because of the front wing damage, he's just going to have to run his own race for the time being and then get that changed later on and see if he can make an impact on the rest of the top 10. But it's really hard around here when you've got front wing damage.
Definitely. To be fair, mate, Kent's took 2 and a bit seconds out of him. Just in that time alone.
Bjorn de Boer shaping up for a move on Owen. He's very close into the hairpin. He's got a good run actually out of turn 17 as the Alpine, but it's going to be challenging to try and overtake him. And here he comes to the outside line. The Alpine tries to go around the Ferrari, which breaks later. And that's going to be that's never going to work. And that's Bjorn de Boer. Is he going to hit the wall? No. He's just kept it out the wall. I'm going to be honest. I think Owen had the corner. If I'm being true,
I've got to agree.
I think he had the corner. I think Bjorn, there was a space there. I can understand why he's gone for it and tried to make that move, but the way
He's ambitious.
the way the corner flows back into turn 2, it comes to the left, and you're just inviting a little bit of trouble. And once Bjorn went on the curb, that skid plate underneath was just going to carry him into the side of the Ferrari. But no damage, so he can carry on. But he's got a bit of work to do. He's now 17 seconds off the lead, so that's a lot of time to try and bring back for our P2 in the championship standings.
Oh, and there's Owen with our first penalty of the evening. No.
Not
Kent's
ideal.
finding some good time here, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Kent's lap time. He's 37 seconds behind on Shortbread, so we'll just check back in with him in a lap or two time, see what gains he is making. But the top 3 running very nose to tail at the moment, and they've almost got DRS out of range. Yes, they have of Owen. So Owen didn't have DRS.
Just.
So I think for Owen, unless he can get a shuffle on, it's going to be those 3 running up the road and fighting over a first race win of the season. In fact, I think for both Shortbread and for Gel, the first F1 race victory. I think Paul has had a race victory in the past, but I'd have to check with him about that.
I don't think so, but I will check that shortly.
Not this season, I mean in past seasons of IRL. That I'm not sure on. Shortbread is brand new pretty much to IRL, and Gel is also too. Milo the Bull running in 6th. Sydney is in front of ARL, not by much. ARL will have DRS, but in truth they're on different strategies, so that is not quite a representative fight on circuit. So our top 3 are really the closest battling. Yeah, the closest together, and Paul Racetech's probably in the worst position of the 3.
The main contents of the sandwich, as they say. But no, the hard these hard tyres, to be fair, they're holding their own. In fairness, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree, Mikey. I think Milo's done a good job in 6th place because he's only 6 seconds off the lead on the contra strategy.
But obviously with ARL and somebody,
Sydney's
in the pits.
And we're going to keep an eye on this because I want to see if there's a front wing change. I don't think there is, but
no,
there is.
Front wing change. Is that onto the Hearts?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So
this is
championship leader. He's going to drop. So he's going to stay in 11th. I don't think Kent is going to catch him, considering where Kent is. Cause it's just coming through the final corner now, and Kent can't even see Sydney. So Sydney will be comfortably back in 11th place. Did he just cut the white line then?
I think he did.
Because if he did, that is a penalty. We've had that applied to one of our tier 2 drivers this week, and that's something we are really aware of in the stewards. I say we, I'm not in the stewards area, but in the stewards area, and in the regulations for IRL, you can't be cutting the white line. So that's something that will get raised. But it's not to add insult to injury to Sydney, but let's hope for his sake he hasn't done anything wrong.
Indeed.
Back at the front, the trio. Shortbread's still leading the way. He's not having to defend. He's not having to move the car to the inside of the track. Big step of oversteer for Paul then.
Paul?
Yeah. And then we've got another fight, haven't we, for 4th place, because Ashtube is not too far away from him, but Milo has stabilised that gap between himself and the race lead. It's stayed at 6.6, so I think the hard tyres have come to their own. What did you see, Mike?
Not sure what's happened to Owen then.
Oh, here we go.
Go around turn 3. Little snap on the rear. Just give Ashtube a chance to thank you very much, see you later.
Yeah.
But now we got Milo on. So I'm not sure if it was before the DR. Oh no, yeah, that's the DRS line. So
it is. So this looks like it'll be a straightforward re-overtake for the Ferrari. He's got DRS. Milo I think Milo just moving across. I'm not going to say that was dodgy.
That was Ash too, that mate.
You're correct. Milo's behind us. That's who I'm looking at on the screen. But I'm not going to say Ashtube did anything dodgy there. I just think he just followed the natural curve of the corner, which, in layman's terms, you can kind of get away with.
No, I understand. It was just, it was just like, eh? But
and ARL's right with them now as well. This is a full car fight for fourth, and
there's Aaron on the right hand side. Question is, can he defend into the corner? Hold the apex.
Milo got that all wrong, and thankfully didn't run into the back of his. Running into the back of Ashtube. So just about survived. But a few lockups starting to appear now, and I think this is where the hard tyre is in the ascendancy. The yellow Pirelli C3 tyre is starting to descend now. The tyre grip is struggling. And these four are going to put on a bit of a show for us. I think Beyond the Ball got past Ginger Tiger as well whilst we were watching these guys.
Obviously, let's have a look. I don't know. I thought he was that. Oh, he might have.
Yeah, I think he has. I did see the timing tower swap.
But no, some boys catching this pack as well.
He is.
It's going to be quite interesting.
Milo underneath the rear spoiler of Ashtube. He's going to look to the outside line. This is going to be brave. It's very brave. Ashtube still defends the inside line. Has to give racing room. And that's a nice move. That was really good racecraft. And Ashtube, that's good teamwork.
Team orders, probably, I imagine.
I don't even think it would be team orders in that instant. I think Ashtube will have known. Together. Yeah, just they know where they are on circuit. So, well played from the Racing Bulls, and that'll help for the Constructors' Championship. They do need to work together on different strategies, and well played for the two boys.
Well, it might be one of them. Obviously, I'm pitting. If he pits now, it might be one of them. Like, listen, you go for it. I'm just pit. I'm no point in me getting you in. Yep, here we go.
Oh, and Milo, as you say that, Mikey Gel, yeah, and Gel's in too. Owen and Milo were side by side coming out of the exit at turn 17, but the Ferrari is just about hanging on. Oh, Milo's lost it. He's lost it. He's held it though. Through the right-hander, we went Tokyo drifting in Miami with the Alpine, but that's two Alpines we've seen going the wrong way.
This is interesting. Ash has gone onto a new set of mediums.
Really? Okay. I think that might be that could be a good strategy for later on. It could be get through those medium tyres as soon as possible, and then use the hards to the end of the race on a lighter fuel load. It could work.
Lap 16 or something. I'd imagine
maybe a bit longer. I think if they're pitting now, they could probably go to 18. I think, but we'll see. You might be right, Mikey. To be fair. But some boy has gone past Milo into 5th place, like Mikey was saying before. Some boy was catching up, and the Mercedes man is in the top 5 as ARL repasses Owen for 3rd position. What about the front two? Paul Racetech and Shortbread both in the pits, responding to Gel.
So, yeah. Bit of a shake. Owen's in as well now.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing all these medium. Okay. Paul has stayed on the medium compound, and so has Shortbread.
Oh, so it's an alternative strategy, but the undercut for Gel is going to put him into the net race lead. So he emerges in front. So that 1 lap undercut has worked, and I think Shortbread might have just clipped the pit lane. You know.
What, obviously over the line? Or?
Over the line, I think so. I think him and Sydney have both done the same thing. It's just where you catch it on the camera from our perspective. So, could be wrong. I'm urging on the side of caution here. I could be completely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But from my naked eye, not ideal. But Shortbread's got those tyres fired up. He's going for it. He's got to go after Gel, and he wants to get in front as soon as possible so he can hold up the Mercedes man. DRS wide open. The Mercedes harvesting energy. Shortbread later on the brakes, and he moves back ahead and into the net race lead. That was an important move for Shortbread. He had to get that done. as soon as possible.
Definitely. Obviously, get ahead and then obviously into clean air. It's obviously tyre wear as well, but the issue is what's the battery life like?
Well,
Obviously,
we can't
we
check
don't
that.
look at that. So, well, you can with the game, but it's just something we don't do.
Well, we can look at it, but we can't say it out loud, just in case there's anyone watching who might relay that information back to the drivers. As some boy...
Oh, 10-second penalty?
He's sped in the pit lane. That's early for the hard tyre for some boy. I would expect those tyres to go further, but maybe some boy deciding 9 laps on the mediums and then another 9 laps at the end. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. ARL, though, leading the race.
Just a quick one. Have you noticed Ginger's on the softs?
I think Ginger's going to do something different. I think he's going to have some fun.
Which is fair enough.
He's got a new front wing on now as well.
But no, Kent is obviously 4 seconds up the road from him. Still yet to pit from his unfortunate first lap.
Shortbread into second place. Nice move around the outside. Those softer compound tyres. I say softer. The medium is softer than the hard. Those yellow wall Pirellis have got so much grip on them right now. There's not much anyone can do. And Sydney has just been overtaken by Ashtube while he was trying to fight with Bjorn de Boer. That has, again, we've just seen it through the... There's so many overtakes going on. But we've just seen it through the fake bay area. The Haas just has no grip. It absolutely sliding all over the place. He's going to get past Bjorn de Boer because Bjorn's tyres are comfortably too old. ARL in the pits. This is going to be close into turn 17. There's a little bit of contact through the corner, and Bjorn stays in front. Will the... Oh, and another snap of oversteer for the Haas of Sydney. Owen is now right behind him. I think Owen's going to say, I'll buy your leave. See you later. He goes up into 8th place. Loads of positions. Changes ARL. Pits from the lead. Owen gets it wrong, and round he goes.
He wasn't get the car slowed enough.
No. Absolutely just put the anchors on, but it just didn't want to slow down in time. And I think he's got away with... Yeah, I think he's got away with any damage. It looked like it was tyre-on-tyre contact as Paul Racetech goes past Milo de Boer. There are so many changes happening at this point in the race. It's really challenging to keep on top of it, Mike.
It's like a livened up also. It's like lap one all over again. It's like all of a sudden people are like, oh, let's start trading places.
They are. Speaking of trading places, Sydney re-overtakes Bjorn. Bjorn is just hanging on to those medium tyres.
I imagine he's going to pit this lap.
I'm going to say it, Mikey.
We didn't.
I'm going to say it, Mikey. I think he might be playing the long game and trying to get to a one stop on the hards. He's the only one who's took the medium tyre this far, apart from Kent, but Kent's in a bit of a different situation to Bjorn de Boer because of his front wing damage at the start of the race. He's not pitted yet. He'll have fresher tyres at the end of the race. If he goes past for another lap, he's going to try and do a one-stop, I think. He's got no grip at all, but he's in.
He's coming in.
There we go.
Called it.
You did call it.
I have my moments.
You have your moments. Is that going to be Ginger Tiger going past Kent for 11th place? DRS wide open. It is indeed. Yes. And the McLaren breezes on through into the 11th place as Kent runs deep. I think his medium tyres are pretty much shot to pieces. And yeah, there it is.
Still going, no. But the thing is, how long are the softs going to last?
They won't.
Much fuel on board. No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
5 laps, maybe. I mean, it's really, really challenging. I think Ginger had to try and do something a little bit different because of he'd lost time already. You know, but I also think for Ginger as well, he's going to be racing tomorrow. This can be another practice run for him, so he can experiment with the tyre strategy and see what it's like to try and get him the best outcome tomorrow. But Paul Racetech, here he goes, Mikey, into second place.
Lovely. Sorry, I was just watching fifth half the back
Oh, snap of oversteer under braking for the Red Bull. He's just got the momentum off the corner. And a nice use of battery, clearly, from the Red Bull to power away from the Mercedes. But this is where the races diverge now for the top three. Shortbread and Paul are going to try and race off into the distance. Shortbread's got 2.5 seconds. Go
on Sydney. Thank you very much. Goodbye. It's turn one.
I'm just wondering I'm just wondering where Sydney's going to end up in this race, because he has got a tyre offset to everyone else. He could, in the next 2-3 laps maybe, make another pit stop and go on the end till the end of the race on hards, but he'll have fresh grip compared to everybody else, so he might be able to offset that in terms of speed. But right now, he's vulnerable.
But it sort of depends on the setup he's got. This is the thing.
I'm fairly certain.
Quite heavy with the tyre wear.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain he's running the D1 Drifters setup at the moment, because only the amount of times we've seen him go sideways, he's still struggling as well. I don't know if there's just a little bit too much rear end on that car and the differential's just working against him. It is something you can adjust on the fly to try and tame the car down, but in truth, I don't even think that's enough. Look at him again, another big snap out of the turn 16.
Obviously, some boy going to do what he can to capitalise on this. Was that a car ahead?
Yeah, ARL's just gone past his teammate, so that's a change of position. Milo, can I just make a point? Milo has still been circulating. He's just doing his own thing. He's not made a pit stop yet on the hard tyre, so Milo is going to
definitely going for one stop.
I think he's in a good position to do it, I have to say, Mikey. You know, he's 11 seconds behind. He's losing time. He's going to lose places, I think, on this lap to ARL, probably Ashtube as well. I think he's probably losing about 2 seconds a lap. But there's a chance for him here. Do not rule out the Alpine to get a top 5 finish. But look at the grip. He's got no grip.
But he still makes the corner. The issue you've got, though, is Dice Shortbread and Paul have used the softer compounds. They will have to go onto the hard compound tyres.
Yeah.
Whereas where Milo's been sort of quite clever, they obviously just bear with it and just crack on. He will be able to do. I imagine he'll probably pit in the next 3 or 4 laps.
If he's trying to do a one stop, realistically, he wants to take those tyres to lap 18. It's whether the tyres will. Yeah. It's whether the tyres will allow him to do that. He has got DRS though, so.
But he's also got Ashtube behind him. So it's. But obviously he won't be able to brake. Oh, and there we go.
Some boy goes through as well. No, he didn't. I thought he did. I thought he was within the activation point.
To be fair.
But
no.
Is he going in the pits?
Yeah. Malo's coming in. Fair play. Bringing it home.
If he goes to mediums, he's got to make those last 13 laps. I mean, that's a tall order.
What else is he going to make? There you go.
Mediums. So, Milo de Boer is going to try and make a one-stop work. If he does, I don't see him winning the race, but he definitely could finish in the top 5 just because of the amount of time you gain from not making a pit stop around here. You see where he is. He's lost about 22 seconds from that pit stop.
Question is, right, with Bjorn in front on the, obviously, older tyres, yes, 3 laps, will they obviously let Milo go through without obviously much of a
I think so.
expenditure of ERS or anything?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Because he's got the RS here.
I think he'll wait for the next straight if he's close enough. I think they'll be talking. I think the team will be playing those scenarios out. But I think for the De Boer brothers, they'll be working it together. What have you seen, Mike?
Sorry, I just noticed Ginger has pitted and gone onto the hard, so I imagine that'll be his
final
his
stop.
last pit. Yeah. Kent's still going strong.
One thing,
his tyres are just going to be shot to hell.
Yeah, he's on such old tyres now. into the
There's
pits.
the switch.
Well, Sydney in the pits.
Oh.
Which is what I was saying before, you know, he's going to have a tyre offset, but he's going to have to take whatever tyre compound he picks now to the end of the race, and he takes the hards, which is probably the best bet.
Well, we did sort of say this before, didn't we?
I also wanted to mention that Paul Racetech has not dropped gel at all. The Mercedes man has been sat quite comfortably within DRS for this second stint, and this will be getting on the nerves of Shortbread a little bit, I think, because he was probably hoping to pull a good few seconds away from the Mercedes driver, the Dutchman, in third place, but it hasn't happened. As Kent picks up a second pit, and he's retired in the pit lane. That's what he's done. So Kent has gone. I think that 10-second penalty was a bridge and a step too far for the Sauber driver.
Bridge over the river, acquire that one. Oh, another 3-second penalty for Owen.
So Owen adding to his list as Paul Racetech runs a little bit deep. He's going into the pit, so the Red Bull in second place makes the early pit stop, and he will go onto the hard tyres for the end of the race. That is Paul's strategy now. It's up to everyone else to respond to that in the top two. Shortbread was fighting the car out of turn one, though. Jeez, I don't know how he held on to that.
Where's ARL going into turn one? So he's beat Paul.
Everyone, Sunboy, Owen as well, have got in front of him. He will have a delta offset though, which is the most important thing. Mikey, you asked before whether Milo would be let past. That's done. Bjorn has let him go through.
I said that before, mate, like 3 laps ago.
No, I know, but he's literally just overtaken him on circuit. That's what I was just reinforcing your point.
Oh, no, I was just saying before. I was like, oh yeah, they've done the switch. Oh, great to know you listen to me, mate.
Well, I am.
Anyway.
Sunboy and Owen's still close, aren't they? But these are the two who've got penalty. But the difference is that Sunboy's got a 10-second time penalty he's got to serve. So that's going to...
Contact, he's hit the wall.
He's going to have 6 and the front wing change after that one.
Yeah,
Spoke
I think
too
that's
soon.
overthrowing that one.
Yeah.
As he's got Paul. He can smell the blood.
He can. I mean, Owen, in theory, would have less downforce on him. Shortbread, leader of the race, in the pits.
Right, cutting into the penultimate lap.
Oh, Owen couldn't stop the car. He's just about not hit the wall there. So that's fortunate for him.
Into the pits.
Yeah, I mean, he had to.
Paul on a bit of a charge here.
Where is Shortbread in relation to Paul? This is close. This is really close, but Shortbread's in front. Paul's trying to go around the outside of somebody who just doesn't want to let him through, and he doesn't have to, of course. And that is going to really jeopardise Paul from get... Yeah, but I think this is tactics from Mercedes. You know, they've got the Mercedes leading the race. Sunboy defending his teammate who's trying to get that first win of the season. But I think Shortbread, it could be a straight fight for these two between Shortbread and Gel for the race victory now after that.
Yeah, obviously, how long's Errol been on those tyres? 7 laps. Oh, Paul's finally past him.
Yeah.
Was it 7 laps? Yell's been on them for 10 laps.
We know that Yell can go a couple of more laps, but
he could chance it if he goes in now for the mediums.
He's going to
for
come
the
out.
last 9 laps.
He's going to come out quite a fair bit back actually, because he's 13 seconds clear of Shortbread at the moment. We know a pit stop around here is about 22, so the longer he spends out on circuit and hemorrhaging time, the more time he's going to have to gain back when he's on those mediums. Now he could do that. We've seen the speed differential between old tyres and new tyres as his teammate pits now. But that's going to have to be a big effort from Yell if he's going to pull this off.
Definitely.
Milo moves up to 5th place, so that one-stop strategy right now is paying dividends for him because he's in 5th place. And with ARL still to pit, he's on for 4th. But you've still got Ashtube, Sydney, and Co still catching after them, so it's not over yet.
Indeed. Here we go, Shortbread starting to chip at the old time on IRL.
I think he's chipped it right down to a small nip in the bud, hasn't he, really? Because those tyres are clearly... Oh, look at the amount of grip that he has.
Just
he can
the pace in that corner.
He can just drive around the racing bull here. It'll be a nice, straightforward DRS overtake, and through goes the Williams.
He wasn't even on DRS when he did that.
And I think
Yell's going to have to sit with those hards now. He's got to stick with those hards all the way to the end of the race.
I mean, look at that. That's a 28.9 from Shortbread, new fastest lap of the race. Mikey, you're going to have to keep an eye out on Gel's lap time here. We'll also try and keep an eye on it. I'm also just keep tracking through the field to see if there's any overtakes. Two Alpines are together. They're not really going to fight too much. Ashtube and Sydney are close together as well. It's been an action-packed race.
He's 8 tenths slower than his fastest sector one.
That's a 31.7, wasn't it? I just want to have a look at what Ashtube does at Sector 1. Because his tyres are comfortably better. He's just done a 30.5. What did you say Yellow was? Was it 31.4?
Yeah.
He's a second quicker, is Ashtube, on newer tyres.
A 105 on Sector 2.
105.8. Oh wow, 2.2 seconds. I think even if Yella tries to go to the end of this race, I just think he's going to get overtaken. I think he has to pit. If he wants to keep a podium, he has to pit.
But here's the thing, with Paul making the charge to try and keep up, what's ERS and fuel management going to be like?
I think ERS is a good question. I think fuel management will be fine as ARL pits from 4th place, so that'll put the Alpines on for 4th and 5th position. I just can't see those tyres lasting. I mean, actually, yeah, I can't even see... If those tyres make it to the end of the race...
They'll be sliding.
They will have very, very minimal grip available to them. But in addition to the minimal grip available, the performance loss that we've seen on the last lap, where you're losing the best part of 3 seconds to drivers who are on 10 lap younger tyres than you. I mean, if Yell pits now, he's going to fall behind the two. In fact, he's going to fall down to maybe even 7th or 8th place.
Probably, mate, yeah. Thinking about it.
Cheeky Chaz in the comments giving massive support to his good friend Shortbread. In fact, you can see Shortbread in the distance. On that
cheeky little switch, by the Alpines. Going for a defensive manoeuvre against Ashtube, but the thing is Ashtube going to try and get both of them, or see what happens?
I think the Alpines are in a position where if they work together using DRS, they could keep Ashtube just behind.
Looking for a quick look. See if there's...
Oh!
A bit deep there. Oh! Very close, but there you go. Ashtube's took one down. On to the next one.
Yeah.
Shalbella. On to the next one.
5 lap younger tyres than the Alpine in front of him. And that means that Ashtube's on track for 4th place. Sydney is with this group just a little bit further back. So that's really the driver that Bjorn's going to be keeping a close eye on. But I think here is the... it might just be the death knell for the Alpines finishing in the top 5. Because Bjorn still has to go another 7 laps, including the one that we're on. Those hard tyres are about 17 laps. That's going to be such a tough ask.
Obviously, Sydney, with ARL starting to
Oh, how close do you want to
Very
get?
close. This is very close. Oh, little tap there.
Sydney runs off the road. He's going to have to concede the place. He might have got a warning for that actually for going off the road, even though he's battling, which is a bit harsh. But it's just how the game is.
No, Ashley's probably going to have Bjorn here. Obviously, Bjorn's got nothing to defend himself with. DRS wise, I'm not sure on ERS.
He's definitely got DRS and he's using enough battery to go through, so the Racing Bull should have this move complete.
Oh,
But Bjorn,
what happened to the back?
I don't quite know, but Sydney is miles off the road with ARL.
I just looked behind, to be fair. Next thing you know, he just straight on.
We'll have to find out what happened to those two. But I was obviously watching the fight between Ashtube getting past Bjorn, so Sydney's race has gone from bad to worse. He's dropped to 8th place now. But at the front, it's been coming, and here he is. The race lead changes again, and it's Shortbread 224, who might have just cemented those hands of his firmly on a first race victory in the F1 tiers here in RL. He's got this lap and another 5 to go, but he is in prime position now to go home and take that victory. And now it's a question of whether Yella can finish third. Finish third. I wasn't even thinking about DRS. I think he's got that little grip. I was shocked. I would have been shocked if he kept DRS. The two Alpines have not let Ashtube go. They're still right there. I mean, and I think Bjorn de Boer's going to go back through.
Is he?
Yeah, DRS is wide open around the outside for the Alpine. And back into 4th place.
This could be an interesting team battle here with ARL starting to catch them.
Yeah, he's right there. So it's Mikey, good point. Intra-team rivalries between Racing Bulls and Alpine. We've not saw that much this season in Formula 1 2025, but we're seeing it tonight.
But Paul's caught up to Jelly. So.
Yeah. Which is exactly what his tyres are as well. I mean, here comes the Red Bull.
It's like he's standing still, mate.
He's moved across. Yell knows what's happening.
Oh, no, still a bit of fighting the old dog.
Oh, Paul.
Ooh.
Just about made the apex, but I thought that Red Bull was going to go sailing off the road. Now, further back, we have to try and flick through these battles as best we can. We've got a 4-car fight. Ooh. And Ashtube trying to defend. He is. Ooh. Just about survived, and a tiny bit of contact, but they're still side by side. He's trying to go around the inside. He's going to make it through.
What a move. Oh. Bjorn's obviously struggling on those tyres now.
Yeah. Wow.
Ash is close enough to the DRS.
But ARL's close enough.
This is.
Here we go to the outside for the Racing Bull. He's going to get squeezed, but if he can hold the car there, he might get good traction off the corner. He does, but he can't find a way past. And Milo placing the car really well. And Sydney is now back just on the tail of this group. So he still, in theory, could finish 4th after all this. You just don't know.
It's just mental, isn't it?
It's just a crazy race at the moment.
Obviously, with 3 laps to go, anything can happen.
Anything can happen in Grand Prix racing, and it usually does. But the front 3, I feel like those places are, unless Yell comes across a puncture, I think those 3 are going to be relatively settled. Yeah, they're going to be settled. So we're watching the fight for 4th place, the 5-car fight for 4th place. The 2 Red Bulls, Racing Bulls, the 2 Alpines, and the Haas of Sydney almost on the end of this group.
There's a second and a half between 4th and 7th.
Yeah. Just shows you how tight it is in Tier 1. J&B, we both agree with you here. Great battles on circuit, absolutely.
There's all this very, very close with the towards that wall. I'm just
They
like,
are.
oh no.
They really are. But that's how much they're maximising all of their performance at the moment. But we're going to go for this again, are we? Bjorn de Boer, he's still got 4th place and he's hanging on. Those tyres, despite them being 13 laps old, are just in a good enough position to fend off Ashtube at the moment. And these are big points we're talking about. You know, this is a 5-point swing in his favour if it stays as it is. So Bjorn has to fend off Ashtube and ARL as much as he possibly can to close that gap down in the championship. It could go down to 10 points if it stays as it is.
But this is the thing, you never know later in the season when he's probably fighting again for these same positions. Could this be the race that, you know, determines the places in the championship?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Milo de Boer with no grip, and I think ARL is trying to find a way through, but I think this time he's going to get him. And I think if they're not careful... Oh, my days. Here comes Sydney. It's going to almost be 3 wide. He goes past the Alpine. He's going to go past the Racing Bull. Down the inside. Not quite. ARL hangs on to the place. So Haas have managed to move one car up into 7th position. And ARL just broke a little bit later. Those medium tyres of ARL's are probably the freshest of everybody's in this group. And it just gave him that braking performance when he needed it.
Thing is, Sydney's now got the DRS, whereas ARL is like a sitting duck. So this straight cannot end fast enough for ARL, I suppose.
No, you're not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. Milo de Boer
just managed to get into the DRS of Ashtube.
Yeah, that's critical. That I think they might have could work together there. Those two, if they're chatting together and the team are explaining what's going on, they might just be able to.
Got a yellow flag.
Milo's tyres are gone. Those mediums, they can't do really more than 10 laps, and he's just evidenced that with a spin at turn 1. His fight for the top 7 is done. It goes back to a quartet fighting for the top 4.
Obviously, Bjorn's on his own now without his rear gunner, so sort of not when, but more when, not if.
Well, we're on the penultimate lap of the race. You know, he could still hang on. It's certainly not signed, sealed and delivered for the Alpine driver, but he does have, like Mikey says, he's going to have to fight all by himself now. Another yellow out there. I think Owen's gone round somewhere, I think, in the first couple of corners. But look at Ashtube. He's hounding the rear diffuser of the Alpine. But Bjorn just gets a good traction every single time out of turn 17. Despite his tyres being 5 laps older than Ashtube, he just is able to keep a good drive out of the corner to hold on. Ashtube's not close enough.
It gets to the end of the straight and it's like he's got it. Oh, there's a slide. He's got it and it's just not enough road.
Yeah, he just needs another 50 metres, I think, and he'd have an opportunity. We're on the final lap of the race. Can I just say, Jel Geeson has lost so much time. He's got no grip. Has he got a puncture? I don't know. He's lost so much time. He was about 2 laps ago, 10 seconds up the road. He's only 4 ahead. I don't know if something's going on. I don't know if his tyres have completely fallen off the cliff, but he's hemorrhaging time. That's down to 3 and a bit seconds.
Could this be the moment for the Racing Bulls to strike?
It's a chance, isn't it? DRS wide open. I don't think he's close enough.
Cool, get him if he goes for the last ditch chance. He's going to go for it.
Oh, contact. They're still side by side, but Bjorn de Boer goes back through. We'll have to wait for the next straight. I'm going to just briefly cut forward. We won't get to DRS just yet. Shortbread 224, take a bow. It's your first race win in the F1 Tier 1 category. Well done. We'll cut back to the fight for 4th place because Gel's only 2 seconds up the road. He's just about going to hang on. Can these 3 make an impression on Bjorn de Boer? They're heading towards turn number 17. But
he's going for it.
Here he comes. He's not close enough. Ashtube runs a little bit too deep and Bjorn is going to hang on to 4th place.
Sydney just having a slight slip there on that penultimate corner. But
And
then Miles bring it home.
Yell Geeson, can I just say, 0.7 of a second. He held on another lap. That would have been game over. The Mercedes would have lost the podium, but he won't care if it's 0.7 or 7 thousandths. He's still got that third place. We'll have to run through the standings. I just want to say well done to Paul Racetack as well for getting his second podium of the season. We didn't see him. Yeah, we didn't see him cross the line. But well done to Paul. That's 2 second places in the championship. He was just a little bit unlucky with the pit stops and getting caught out with some boy earlier on, and that just gave him too much time to try and recover on Shortbread, who put in a cracking drive today. Owen to come across the line in 11th place, although considering it's Owen, he's going to spin, do that wrong, do that badly, do another donut. Come on, Owen, I want to go to bed. There we go, round he goes. Gets the... Oh, and he's lost it. Just reverse over the line out. No, okay. The number 2, showing his number 2 driving skills. Well, over the line... Oh, my God.
He's not even over the line.
Now he's over the line.
What a race.
What a race. I mean, what an absolutely fantastic show of great racecraft on for today. It's been fabulous to watch. We'll at one
point we thought it was obviously nothing was going to happen. As soon as first pit stops happened, all of a sudden it was a race again.
Yeah, it really was. I think that just shows you the alternative strategies that are available to the drivers for not just tonight but for Tier 2's races. The drivers celebrate on the podium. Shortbread getting doused in the champagne by both Yellow Geeson and Paul Racetech. But let's go through these provisional results. You got Shortbread as our race winner. He also got fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to ARL. I'll ask Mikey who his driver of the day is in a moment. But Milo De Boer having the most overtakes on everyone around the track. He was involved in the action. I haven't got much time, so let's run through this quickly. Shortbread takes his first win in the F1 categories in Tier 1. Paul Racetech is second and Yellow Geeson just hangs on for a podium. The Alpine of Bjorn de Boer held off the 2 Racing Bulls of Ashtube in ARL for 4th place, with Sydney and Milo de Boer 7th and 8th. Sunboy ended up 9th after, well, it was a quite quiet race, but did his job for his teammate. Ginger Tiger ended up 10th, with Owen having a few spins, and Kent, sadly, a few issues for him during the race. He was the only retiree from the session. Mikey, who's your driver of the day?
I've probably got to say Bjorn, mainly for that last few laps of defence. But both the RBs are up there. It was just the last few laps between them was just unreal. So it's just lost for words. So
it was really fantastic. You know, a couple of comments that have just come in to say ARL was saying the DRS train was tricky, and JMB Surreal giving some good support to Shortbread. Yeah, Gel was saying he was deliberately slow. Apparently, he actually did slow down a lot, and the reason why he did was just to make sure he didn't get a puncture. So fair play to you. That makes sense why he lost so much time. But also saying that one stopping was a mid-race decision. He had to try something, which makes sense.
That's fair enough, I suppose. Yeah. He who dares wins.
How did he get on? He lost, but he still got 3rd place, which is the most important thing for him. So, well done to Gel. I think that was a really brave strategy from you, mate, and I think everyone appreciated the opportunity to try and do something a little bit different. We were entertained as well through everybody fighting and getting involved in the mid-pack. Before we finish up, just to say next week the drivers will be heading off to Zandvoort, where we've just been this weekend for the F1 calendar in the official F1 2025 World Championship. Mikey, have you got any more comments to say before we finish up for Tier 1 tonight?
Not really, no. Obviously, really good race, and obviously thanks for everyone commenting and watching the stream. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
So if you want to take part, get involved in the server, and we can try and get you into one of our races. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Mikey saying at the end there he doesn't have anything to say, but proceeds to tell you what he wants to say. Just Mikey things, of course. But like Mikey did allude to, if you do want to get involved with our championships, you can do via the Discord. You can go through there. You can go through our Twitter. You can go through our Instagram pages, Facebook as well. Any social media, we've pretty much got most of it. We don't have TikTok, but there are various reasons behind that. It's not for anything bad, it's just there's a lot of work to do. But outside of that, of course, if you do want to get involved, we've got a really nice community, and we're trying to keep continuing to build RRL back to a really solid foundation. To do that, as part of that, if you're watching the stream, if you could like the stream, if you could subscribe if you're watching for the first time, or if you've not subscribed before, please do. You'll have more content coming your way. Tomorrow, the drivers will be racing again around the streets of Miami for our Tier 2 action. But for tonight from us, that's all we've got time for. It's bye from Mikey.
Good evening.
And it's bye from me, Jack TM53. And wherever you might be in the big wide world, have a good one. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Tier 2 action here in Miami.